Welcome to Zelda Speedruns. We have for you from the Twilight Princess Randomizer Season 2 tournament a Group 4 winners final Game 1 between Bluesea and Korambu. On tracking today is Carlito, and I'll pass it over to our commentator for this race, Space Rock. Take it away.
Hi. Hi, ZSR. How's it going? Yeah, so Blueseangfh versus Korambu today, winners finals in their group. Really exciting to see that. Yeah, both of these runners have been doing really well in TPR in general, so it's pretty cool to see. Korambu, I think, has been around for at least, I want to say at least like 2 or 3 of the last tournaments. I think there's only been 4 major, like full-on rando tournaments so far. But Korambu might have been in all of them. I've been in 3, including this one. So, but yeah. So, and Blueseangfh is a bit newer to the racing scene. He did start playing rando. He's been playing rando for a while, but he didn't start racing until just this like January or February. So just for season 2. So it's been really nice to see him progress as much as he has. So we have the race time room open on the side. Alright, so the runners are off. Yeah, there is a stream delay. So they'll be on in 11 minutes. Or 8 minutes, sorry. That's why I was a little confused, sorry. But yeah, so because of stream delay, we will be starting in at 10:10 Eastern, so in about 8 minutes. So we do have some time to prepare and chat before then. No, that's okay. Completely fine, VT. No worries at all. It gives me time to talk about the settings a little bit, in case anyone new is watching. Right, so Twilight Princess Randomizer Season 2, in order to reach and defeat Ganon, the players will need to destroy the barrier off of Hyrule Castle, and of course defeat Ganon for climbing Hyrule Castle. So to destroy the barrier, they need 3 Fused Shadows, each of which is the dungeon reward for one of the required dungeons. So 3 required dungeons. All other dungeons are fully junked. And to defeat Ganon, obviously, you will need the Master Sword, and you also need Double Claw Shot and Spinner in order to reach him if you haven't obtained those already, to do checks, which sometimes can be the case. So yeah, so Double Claw Shot, Spinner, Master Sword, and whatever you need to beat your 3 dungeons. We do start with Shadow Crystal, and a couple of the like overworld keys, but nothing major like aside from that. We start pretty barren in these settings, and it still kind of works out pretty well. Being swordless in TPR is not as, I guess, painful as in some other of the Zelda randos that I play. The hints are also pretty cool in this tournament. Like I can actually pull up the hint format myself. So, and we will be tracking the hints, so you guys will have them available. Oh, of course, also we have random spawn, I forgot about that. So we will spawn in a random entrance in the overworld, possibly a dungeon, but that's very rare. Yeah, so we have random spawn, We will see 4 Baron hints as soon as we talk to Midna. And we'll also see, because there's dungeon entrance rando on, we will also see the entrances will be hinted on Midna as well. So we'll know exactly which dungeons have the required ones. For anyone just tuning in, we are 4 more minutes until the runners get started because we have a 10-minute stream delay. I like Korambu's like intro screen. The bird's eye like panning of Kak is just very nostalgic. Also, the music that's playing is the one right after you. I think it's right after Elden. Yeah, right after Elden Twilight when you finally see the kids again. It's a very wholesome cutscene. Yeah, and I guess a little more about the hints. Oh, I guess they changed their. Oh, okay. So, Korambu getting set up now. Yeah, so we've got your standard like Zelda rando hints. So 3 path hints. That won't necessarily be. In fact, it probably won't be 3 direct paths to the bosses themselves. Instead, what usually happens is you have 2 path hints to bosses, and then you will have the 3rd path hint, which is either going to be a path to Ganon or an item-to-item path hint. I won't get into like the really technical details that racers might know, but basically a path to Ganon will indicate something, typically spinner or a claw shot, something that is required to reach Ganon but will not be required to beat any of the bosses, the required dungeon bosses. So I think it defaults to spinner, but then we might see it if it can't hint the spinner because it is required for a boss or because spinner is like claimed by a different hint, then it will fall back to a claw shot, or it could also be something that is only required to get a claw shot, and that the claw shot is like, yeah, only required to reach Ganon, something like that. So yeah. So really interesting hints. That's all the work of Isaac, our race mod. Very intelligent person. Yeah, so 3 path hints.
Je ne sais pas encore si ça va être stream ou pas.
I'm sorry, Korambu started talking and I got confused. Okay, looks like we're switching to Blueseangph's audio just in case Korambu's audio is not clean. Thank you, VT. So the 3 path hints, we have 5 always hints. Those are Isa Helping Hand, the first Isa check, Ice Block Cave in Linear Field, Plum Fruit Balloon minigame in Lake Hylia, Shellblade Grotto in Lake Hylia, and Castletown Malamart Magic Armor, which is the only check in the game that requires that requires 2 wallet upgrades from the base wallet. We do have a bunch of other shop checks that are opened up by 1 wallet upgrade. But yeah. So 3 path hints, 5 always hints. We will have 5 sometimes hints total, and that includes a dungeon sometimes hint, which can either be Goron Mine's Clawshot Chest, Lakebed Deku Toad, Arbiter's Death Sword, City West First Chest, which basically determines like whether or not it's safe to go backwards in West Wing instead of forwards, which is faster. And then City Eralphos mini boss. So one of those will be hinted if possible. And then we'll have 4 other sometimes hints about the overworld, as well as some miscellaneous hints like beyond this point. Like each dungeon has a hint sign that will typically take one usually sort of isolated region of the dungeon and then tell you whether there's anything good in that area, or if the boss key is in that area, or both. So those hint signs are really nice to have. We will also have a hint that tells us how many swords are in dungeons, since the runners will need 3 swords out of the 4 that are in the world somewhere. Oh, and we are off. Sorry, I lost track of time. Alright, so we are spawning in Ordon, so not too crazy from the normal vanilla spawn. We're in Bow, in front of Bow's house. So Lakebed, the Temple of Time, TA, and CS. Okay, so the required dungeons are Temple of Time, Arbiter's Grounds, and Snow Peak Ruins. And the entrances for those required dungeons. Just write this down. Oh, and then Barren Region. So we have Bulblin Camp, Spring, Farron Woods, and south of Castletown. So that's... yeah, French vanilla spawn. I'm just going to take a second to write down the hints here. I think that says 0 swords in dungeons, which is pretty cool. Well, pretty cool depending on how you look at it, but... Heart Piece in Link's house. Okay, so... Temple of Time in Lakebed entrance. Arbiter's Grounds in Temple of Time entrance. And then Snow Peak Ruins in City. Entrance. Okay, so that's the dungeons. Barren locations. So we had Bulblin Camp. We had south of Castletown and Lanayru Spring, and I missed the 4th one. Bulblin Camp, South Castletown, Lanayru Spring. But the Lanayru Spring Baron is interesting because because Lanayru Spring is sort of nested in Lake Hylia, getting Lanayru Spring into Baron means that Lake Hylia itself must have something good. So I think both of these runners probably know that. That is a Mantis on Uli. Interesting. Probably doesn't lead to anything. Okay. Farron Woods was the other Baron? Okay, thank you. Okay, I've gone ahead and saved the hints. Really like the Hyrule Warriors Link model that Korambu uses and some of the other runners. There's a few cool models for TPR now, which is nice. I've always used the Ordon and Sumo Link. There's also a Linkle mod now, which is pretty cool. So we're seeing goats now. Everybody's favorite check. It's not too bad. I am not the best at goats, personally. It's not my strong suit in this game. But I think if I try, I can do it quickly. I just don't stress about it too much. Goat in. Indeed. Alright, nothing on goats. So really nothing in Ordon so far, aside from the golden bug. Oh, and yes, because we have the closed map, we don't have the... Like, the map isn't unlocked for any of the other provinces yet, other than the ones that we visited. So, you can see the portals are there, but we can't actually use them yet. So, what the runners are going to have to do is warp to Ordon Spring, and then preferably use Epona to go out into Faron Woods, and then from Faron Field, either go west to unlock Lanayru Province, since we have the gate keys, or go east to unlock Elden Province through Cat Gorge. I think typically you just want to do both at once so that you have everything available to you as soon as possible. But that means we will see an early Faron Woods and probably Sacred Grove too, because Grove has 2 checks. Yep, so you've got Korambu warping to Grove right now. Yeah, one goat always messes you up, yeah. Not the other way around. All it takes is one goat to ruin your run, just like all it takes is one bad item placement to ruin a seed. Alright, yeah, so this is 2 free checks in Sacred Grove on the Master Sword pedestal. In vanilla, that's the Master Sword and Shadow Crystal. I couldn't catch what's on the Faron tree. Looks like Sean peeked it though. And that is Bomb Bag on Sword pedestal. I feel like there's always a Bomb Bag on the pedestal. Oh, is that one major item in Grove? Okay, so that was the hint. So that's it. Okay, I'm not the best at reading French hints. That looked like Snow Peak Ruins, Path to Ganon, and Rallis was dead. Yep. So... Oh, Death Sword Bow was the other one, okay. Yep. One major in Grove. And Rallis dead. Okay, so Snow Peak Ruins being Path to Ganondorf. Right, so probably a Claw Shot. Actually, wait. Sorry, I have to look at the dungeons again. Right, so yeah, so with these dungeons, with Temple of Time being included, it's not guaranteed, but it's fairly likely that that Spinner will be required to beat Armagoma just to get the boss key at the very least. So it's very likely that the Path to Ganon hint points to a Claw Shot instead. So yes, considering that Snow Peak Ruins is inside city entrance, that is Claw Shot locked. So yeah, that basically, I feel like that almost definitely tells us that it has to be a Claw Shot in Snow Peak, or something that locks a Claw Shot. Okay, so... Ooh, okay. So Ice Block Chest has the Spinner required. And then... The other one was, Malamart Magic Armor Hidden Skill, dead. We're dead. Ice block cave spinner. Yep, so one major in Grove. That bomb bag has to be the major item, so Grove is dead beyond that, which is nice. And was that bow on... That bow on Death Sword was not required, right? Or, like, not useful? Yeah, okay, so not useful bow. Got it. Okay, Blueseangfh2 heading right in ZD. Actually, both of them heading right in ZD. So I personally go left in ZD just because I like getting the chests. I like doing the wolf jump to get the chests, and then I can swim back up the waterfall. Thank you, ZSR main, for the raid of 19. Hope you all had a great run. Oh, half an hour ago? Interesting. Temple Time to Star-Lord, and Star 2 is a wallet not useful. Interesting. So, Star 2. Yeah, that was taught to Star-Lord, I believe. Yeah, Snow Peak Mountain is dead. Snow Peak Ruins. Your first claw? Oh god. It's too soon to say. Like, Temple of Time is weird because there's like 3 checks that are not spinner locked, or 2, and then everything else is spinner locked. But like, the boss is technically not spinner locked. Unless boss key is. I don't know, Temple of Time is weird. Okay, so there's irons on ZD. That's a Sphere 0 iron boots. And the reason you see runners killing Pose, so Pose are vanilla, but we have the Giovanni 20 check on, which requires 20 Pose souls, and we start with 15. So considering the... Oh, that might not be accurate, the Season 1 settings command, because this is Season 2. But, yeah, so... Yeah... Right. Maybe that could be a Kirby fan. Sorry, I'm like all over the place. What I was saying was, bow... Oh, that's invoice over there. You could need that invoice. Plum is a fishing rod not required. Interesting. And Isa is dead.
Okay.
Alright. On grabbing the invoice. The invoice opens up just one check for us, but it is still one check. It opens up the doctor's office balcony chest. Drawn a little too close to the ledge. Grabbing this with fishing rod is weird. Yep. Yeah. That's a funny one. Right, so we do have the Giovanni 20 check on, which is why we need, in order to get that, you have to collect 4 post souls, and then there's a 5th one inside Giovanni's house. So, alright, so we're going to Lake. Now, Lake has to have something good. I mean, you know, it's a good early region in general, but in this seed it has to have something good because Lanayru Spring was into Baron. And because Spring is nested inside of Lake Hylia, getting... Like, if Lake had nothing and Spring had nothing, then you'd have Lake Hylia hinted Baron. Interesting, Sean's skipping Toad Grotto. I used to joke about him doing that a long time ago, but I know he like stopped skipping it. So now I'm wondering if he's going back. That is a sword on Lake Hylia underwater. Interesting. So yeah, so that's a Sphere 1 sword, because we had Sphere 0 iron boots. Oh, you know what? Sean might not be skipping the grotto. He's probably doing it after Aru. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's... Well, yeah, he's probably going to get it. Sword... Image underwater. I think I saw something about Shellblade Grotto on Korambu's hints. Probably dead. We're finishing with underwater chest. Yeah, you can do that. For me, the problem is like getting out of underwater chest. For that situation, I probably would have... I mean, yeah, like, I guess there's not much better to do. I probably still would have just done Toad Pulley on the way up. But I guess if you're doing all three, then it doesn't really matter. What does matter is to make sure not to, like, go from Aru to... Like, warp from Aru to back to Lake Hylia and then try to do the underwater chest, because it can just disappear from the game, which is always amazing when that happens. That's a fun glitch that I hope can get patched in the future. Oh, was that Hylian Shield? Yeah, so Hylian Shield isn't, like, typically... I mean, it's nice to be able to shield bash, but... For races, it's not something, like, that we specifically look for. Yeah, Hylian Shield with the wooden stick, yeah. So, and technically the sword does put this grotto in logic, even though you frequently do it out of logic, just because it's kind of in an awkward place next to Aru. Yeah, it's always weird when you have iron boots early in Lake, because it's like, I don't know, like, just routing in that underwater chest is kind of awkward no matter what you do. But you also don't want to skip it. Alright, see what's on this hit sign. Oh, Shellblade was the camp key not required. Okay. So we don't really need that. So the camp key we would need if we had a dungeon behind the Arbiter's entrance, but we do not in this seed. We have Arbiters required, but not Arbiter's entrance required. Okay, so we're going to CAC now. So, and one thing I haven't noted yet, or that I haven't talked about yet, is that all 4 of our Baron hints were overworld regions, which means that every dungeon has at least one good thing. So, yeah, because we've got Bulbin Camp, SCT, Spring, and Faron Woods. We do have priority dungeon Baron hints, or at least one. So, looked like a heart piece on Charlo, I believe. So that means every dungeon has at least one good thing. Not necessarily a required thing, but a good thing. And we do have a Temple of Time path to Stalord, so we definitely have something logically required there. Sacred Grove to Armagoma and Gorge DC chest is dead. Okay. So I believe, I'm gonna move some of the hints around a little bit because I don't like how I did this. Oh, that's a sword on Agatha. It is not on the Mantis from Oron. Okay, but Agatha does have a sword. That's good to know. I know. Agatha's been kind of on a, like... I don't know, like, for the last 3 weeks or so, I feel like she's had something in every seed. And before that, it was like she had nothing for like a month. So, go figure. Grove to Armagon. Yeah, 2 out of our 3 paths are for dungeons. Like, that's kind of wild. Oh, okay, we're seeing Blueseangfh2 do Elden Spring underwater. That's the wallet on Giovanni. Ooh. I don't remember if, we haven't seen any required shop checks yet. That's a dumb road. Yeah, maybe paid out. Dumb rod. Yeah. Yeah. Well, to be fair, you can also get the Elden Spring chest with Ball and Chain. But, I mean, who knows where Ball and Chain is in this seed. That is the bottle of Great Fairy Tears on the Barnes bomb bag. So not required, but definitely nice to have for endgame. Because it lets you skip a cycle in Horseback Ganon. To be fair, you can also do that with Rare True Jelly, but you have to like take the time to pick it up in a grotto or something. But not the most important item. Yeah, I thought that was... Something felt weird about that to me too, Skystorm. like, there's a chance that because Elden Spring is a sometimes hint. Actually, I guess I can kind of see that. Like, you might end up getting a hint for it. It's kind of rare, though. I feel like I haven't seen that hint in a long time. In fact, I wonder if they took it out. It's not? That's always been a sometimes hint. That's kind of weird. Interesting. That's Rang. Okay, so that Rang is definitely logically bomb or ball and chain locked. Okay, so I have to write down stuff again. Going north through Elden Field. That's interesting. I typically go south. I can see, like... I see the logic behind going CAC to Elden Field. That's what we used to do in previous tournaments when we didn't have the bridge portal. I mean, it probably... Like, they both have their ups and, like, advantages. Oh, wait, he does... Oh, wow. Oh, he does drop the bomb. Yeah, that's wild. Interesting to me that he doesn't know that. Oh, well, maybe he knows it, but he's, like, had some trouble with it. I don't know. Like, I kind of didn't learn that for a while either. It's not that well explained in the vanilla game, but yeah, I mean, I will ask him about that. Yeah, I mean, it does make a big difference, yeah. Recently I started... In fact, yeah, like recently I started holding the bomb up and then doing... like first person, yeah, it's a lot nicer. Wow, great, great dodge of the Bulblins there. I thought for sure that Sean was gonna get like ricocheted between the boars. That's the other Dom Rod. Alright, so we have double Dom Rod already, which is... Yeah. So just with Iron Boots and Bomb Bag, you have access to double Dom Rod. Which is kind of wild. Yep, so double Dom Rod opens up all the owl statues in the present, which is like... yeah, which is like basically what Skystorm said. It's like, yay, but also, no. It's like 10 or 12 checks that are scattered around the world, each of which are like in pairs of 2. The check we're doing now, even though he didn't do it with the Dom Rod that Sean's doing, is also double Dom Rod locked, and that's another bomb bag. Considering that bomb bag probably locked the Dom Rod in the first place, that bomb bag is kind of useless logically. Right, the second one's not bomb lock, but the other one is the one in Elden Spring, so... Right. So double Dom Rod is locked by bomb bag or ball and chain, but single Dom Rod is not. Okay, well that's ball and chain. Locked by double Dom Rod. So yeah, so bomb bag. This is wild. Bombs is relevant because... Right. Yeah. Because... Right. Bombs path to Temple of Time. Wait, what happened to the... Looks like one of the hints disappeared. But yeah, we do have Sacred Grove, path to Armagoma. Which has to be the bomb bag, yeah. Well, the other bomb bag that we have is locked by double Dom Rod itself. There's Zora armor. I have definitely seen Zora armor on that exact owl statue before. Yeah, so one of the Dom Rods is behind bomb bag, and yeah, and then the other bomb bag that we got was behind that Dom Rod. So, oh no, yeah, it was the bridge chest. We're headed up to Lanayru Field. Oh yeah, so Sean's gonna go get his spinner from Ice Block. And do these checks along the way. That's a fishing rod, probably useless. Actually, definitely useless, because the other fishing rod is also useless, and it's Sphere 0 on Plum. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Alright, now I almost got confused about the Dom Rod thing, but no, it's... Yeah, we settled it. Alright, so this is the infamous Ice Block Puzzle Cave. Probably my least favorite check in the game, personally. Very, very out of the way. Very slow. And I never remember the exact puzzle, so I always have to have it open on my phone. Yeah. So. But that's why it's an always hint. Ball and chain for Korambu. That's his only. Oh, did nobody check the gorge hint sign yet? Oh no, I'm sorry. Korambu's getting the owl statues. I will not miss Ice Bug if we got to train it. Okay. I will remember that tomorrow. I mean, I'll do it just fine. Like, I'll do it fast. It's just I don't memorize the solution, so I like open it up on my phone. Interesting. Korambu does this LJA instead of the other one. You can cross both of these gaps with LJAs. I typically do the opposite of what he did and bring the statue over to the other one, but yeah, like, whatever you're more comfortable with. Alright, here's going to be Spinner for Sean, which will... With the Zoro armor and Iron Boots and Bomb Bag, he can now get that with, he can now, like, start doing stuff. No, sorry, he doesn't have Lantern. Without Lantern, you can't start doing stuff in Temple of Time, so... We have access to time, we just can't do anything there. Yeah. Well, we need Lantern, yeah. We can't get the boss key for Temple of Time. We can't get anything in Temple of Time without Lantern. Or Bow, that's right. We need Bow for Armagoma too. But yeah, we do have, I guess, like, the dungeon items, so to speak. Like, we have Claw Shot for... Oh, we don't have Claw Shot. Oh my god. This seed... this seed is weird. There's another sword on the spinner track. Yeah. Yeah. Claw Shot in Temple Time is looming large. So yeah, so then sword on... I think this is Sean's first trip to Castletown. Please let this be a bug on sea. Yeah. It might be. Because we have no swords in dungeons, actually, so we don't know where the other sword is. Yep. Everything except the boss.
Like this one, you were doing this wrong. Give it 1 second.
There's spinner for Korambu. Okay. I went ahead and I cleaned up the hint notes a little bit. I put the dead checks in barons just because I think it's makes a little bit more sense. A little bit easier to read than having the dead checks and the good checks all in one place. It might be because I just saved it, Skystorm. Yep, we will see our first stealth Sprado. Yeah, Lantern is anyone's game at this point. There's Sketch in Gorge Cave. That's wild. Yeah, I mean, you basically have... Yeah, we've got 7 checks in logic on Sean's side, according to his tracker, and 11, or 8 on Korambu's side. So... really just about who wins this casino for Lantern. Oh, that's right, the sketch is useless because Rallis is dead, yes. That's Skybook. So that is access to Snow Peak Ruins. Oh my god. Oh no, no it's not. We don't have Claw Shot. Never mind. Never mind. We need a Claw Shot to get into Snow Peak. Thankfully. Thankfully we need a Claw Shot to get into Snow Peak. Yeah, if this was a... yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it's looking more and more like a Claw Shot. Yep, just found on the way. Doing the infamous Zora's Domain Goron here. The bow being not useful... yeah. So it has to be because Claw Shot's in Temple of Time. And then... oh my god! The ZD Goron had Lantern. Oh my god. Alright, and now we're doing an... oh, I guess we're not doing the other check in ZD. Alright. Okay, so... With a lantern now, you just go Temple of Time, I feel like. I guess Korambu wants to do Gorge Cave first? That's fair. I guess Korambu did a little bit more of the safe play because prioritizing ZD over Gorge Cave, considering that Gorge Cave has a lantern lock check. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. They basically are just trading places and then meeting at Tot. I mean, yeah, that's possible. Yep. Oh man. That could be it. It almost certainly is looking like a claw shot in Temple of Time, and then and then a bow being somewhere along the way, and then the reason I guess that doesn't explain why Death Sword's bow is not useful. What's bothering me the most is Death Sword's bow being marked not useful. Like, I mean, that basically has to mean that it's bow locked. Which means that I feel like... Because the only thing blocking us from doing Death Sword logically right now is Claw Shot, right? So then the Claw Shot is bow locked. So yeah, so it does make sense to look for bow first, or at least try. Yeah. First claw is bow locked, therefore Death Sword is also bow locked, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it felt a little pessimistic to think that, like, that early in the seed to me. But, I mean, as we've been playing through it, now now I think you're onto something. There's a bow in Link's basement, of all places. So that's good for Korambu, going to dip, going to save some time with a bow in Temple of Time. Oh man. For Sean's sake, I hope there's another bow in here somewhere. But that's really good for Korambu. Oh, Korambu forgot to do the lantern check and he doesn't want to put it off. Or he changed his mind. Yeah, I mean... Like, I don't blame him. I think he sees that the claw shot has to be bow locked. And in Sean's defense, like, that is a really hard line of logic to follow when you don't have as much, like, vision as the rest of us do. But he might also just know that and be hoping that a bow is here. He probably knows a lot of the bowless strats here. But even though there are a lot of bowless strats, bow and like bomb arrow specifically just saves so much time in tot with combat, even though it's like not logical for anything. It's just like so nice to save time. It makes hitting the crystal switches a lot less precise. You deal with the Lazalfos really easily, you deal with the Ormos really easily. The Goma is everywhere. Bomb arrow is like one of those not required but really, really like desirable for tot things. In my opinion, anyway. Yeah, bomb arrows are great. Someone was just asking yesterday in the TPR Discord, like, is it normal for bomb arrows to like one-shot like Dark Hammer? Like, and it's just like people like in a casual playthrough, you don't realize how busted they are because you get them so early, and you probably like start using other items as you get them. Or it's like casual in a casual play, you typically rely on sword a lot, but bomb arrows really do go kind of wild. They two-shot Dark Hammer in Snow Peak, not one-shot. But yeah. Nice, quick jump strat there. I don't know what we call that, but that is like a strat that we do to skip bringing the second statue head down or up. Right, one cycle, so two-shot, yeah. Does the same thing for, well, no, it's a little bit slower in Deku Toad, but it's still really fast. Also, I want to look at I want to count our hints really quick while we're doing Temple of Time. So I think we have... Okay, so we did have the Death Sword hint. That's the dungeon sometimes. And then we have... That wasn't hinted. Okay, so Death Sword, Rallis, Star Minigame 2, Ordon Cat. I think we're still missing one sometimes hint. Because I see 4 sometimes hints instead of 5. Unless I accidentally erased one. Oh, really? That's something I've not tried. Ball and chain on Armos, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so this is the first, like, Bola strat here. It's funny because I know Sean hates this strat so much. I do it when he's watching just to annoy him, but now he has to do it. But that's the strat to skip bow in that room. And then in the next room there's a claw shot strat that's similar. And yeah, that is boss key, which is interesting. Ooh. Hopefully that works. Sometimes you have to do it 3 bombs. Okay, good. That worked. . Alright, nothing in Upper Temple of Time. That's... Wait, but that means... Oh my god. So is there a claw shot on Ormagoma? Oh my god. Oh my god. There's no way. Oh man. Not only is there no bow in Temple of Time, he also... Whatever the path is, has to be on the boss. The one check that you can't skip bow for. No matter what you do. Yeah, he doesn't have bow. Yeah, he'll get bow here. But I'm wondering why he didn't start with... Oh, it's because he returned to spawn. So he's starting with this one and then going to Link's basement. Wow, this is kind of wild. He's going to be slightly behind Korambu then. Yeah, I'm very glad I'm watching this scene and not playing it. Oh my god. Like, there was nothing else in Temple of Time that would resolve the path. Or that could even possibly resolve the path. So it has to be something on Goma, and that something is probably a claw shot. In fact, I hope it's a claw shot at this point, because we are nearing 1 hour. Claw shot is like... It has so much control over how the seed just feels to play. Like, late claw shot seeds are kind of stupid. Early claw shot just simplifies things so much. Alright, Korambu headed over to Goma. One day we will use Uku in Link's house. Right. So Korambu's slightly ahead here. I mean, let me look at their items really quick. Yeah. Yeah, so they're pretty much even. They're basically a room apart. Oh, but that's right, Korambu's missing a sword from Linear Field. Yeah. So Linear Field was the sword, yeah. Oh no, the Beamos. Yeah, that Beamos sucks. Yeah, the sword in Linear Field is kind of wild. So I'm wondering if... I don't know that Korambu's going to go back for that. So he really needs that, he needs another sword. Yeah, so, I mean, and that sword is going to control whether you can go into Temple of Time to go to Snow Peak. Right? That is the entrance for Snow Peak, right? Oh no, sorry, it's the entrance for Arbiters. Okay, so that might be fine, because you don't really want to go to Arbiters without Claw Shot either. So you might see them go to Snow Peak instead. Yeah. So for now, Korambu's fine. Really depends on where this last sword is. And or whether Korambu goes to Linear Field. Which I don't see him doing. I don't think he's gonna go... I don't think Sean's gonna go to Arbiters because he can full clear I mean, no claw shot is weird, but he can still full clear Snow Peak. Whereas he'll have to dip in and out of Arbiters without Uku, because Uku's in the back half. So. I feel like they'll both probably go to Snow Peak. That's true, we don't have Memo. It could it could be Memo for the sword. Sorry, for the claw shot. If you really want to manifest the worst thing possible. Oh, there's the claw shot. Sorry, I have Korambu's audio lower, so I'm like biologically very audio dependent. So I wasn't looking at the item he got. So yeah, that's claw shot on Armagoma. That is wild. There is no other word to describe that. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, so I mean, you could have swords in Desert. But regardless, I think both these will go to Snow Peak now. Oh. Korambu going to Bridge of Elden. What's he doing there? Play for swords, yeah, probably. Hidden Village is turned off in Season 2. Well, now it is. Yeah, he's looking for swords in North Elden. I guess... Maybe he wants to know which dungeon he should go to, and he has to look for swords anyway, which they're not in dungeons, so... But Sean's probably gonna book it straight to Snow Peak. No? Yeah, 0 swords in dungeons. So you might as well keep looking. I guess you could go to a dungeon, but like I understand this play. This is interesting. They both took completely unexpected plays. Probably both to look for swords. Yeah, so Sean might do this grotto into GBH. He can full clear GBH, so I guess it makes sense. Just double claw SPR. Yeah, I mean it has to be. Or something that leads only to double claw. I have never had a path to Ganon that only goes to swords. Okay, well that's a sword in Helmasaur Grotto. That's interesting. So Korambu's about to get that, and then maybe he will end up skipping GBH. And then going to Snow Peak. Okay, so... No, actually, because then maybe Korambu goes to Arbiters. Hmm. Yeah, I guess you could one-trip either of the 2 dungeons at this point. So it's kind of interesting that Sean's going to Snow Peak. I mean, it is path to Ganon, yeah. Yep, in a second here. A sword being on this check with Spinner on the ice block is so rough. Like, I don't blame Korambu for not coming back to this after the ice block cave, because exiting the ice block cave is so slow. Yep, so that's Master Sword for both of them. Yep, Korambu also going Snow Peak then. So what I'm wondering is, what is the good item in Arbiters? Because it wasn't Hinted Baron. Like, it's gotta be something. Maybe it's like something silly, like another bow that you can get instead of the bow on Goma. Yeah. Slingshot is very unlikely to be something good. There's Double Claw. And Slingshot. Oh yeah, Memo would make sense. Yep, so that's our path to Ganon. That's official go mode for Sean. It's a very close race. There's bedroom key in the west courtyard. So now we're going to see the ladder freeze read cancel. Very, very important racing trick to skip the entire cannon sequence to get up to the boss. I know, right? That chest is so awesome. I love when it like forces me to dig and get absolutely nothing to happen. It's got to be like a required 3 digs, even though the second one doesn't actually show anything. It has to be a cutscene dig, yeah. Like, yeah. So Korambu saved a little bit of time here doing bedroom key before the other checks. So then also doing ladder freezer cancel. Into Blizzetta. It might come down to like a Po1 skip situation. Yeah, the difference really is just stock cave. It's kind of sad. Yeah. Ooh, slightly different strat from Korambu. And we get to look into Eyes of Yedo today. Oh yeah, Stalwart Phase 1 is a big point of divergence. Or I guess point of time loss. Alright. What will Yedo and Yeta give us today? $200. Love to see it. The Arbiters is hard between Po1 skip, Stalord. Yeah. Depending on like, I mean, I feel like there's one best route to go mode Arbiters. To me, Arbiters is very simple to route, like, regardless. Like, I don't really... I think I only have 2 routes for the front half. And it's whether I'm in go mode and whether I'm not. Like, specifically go mode and only need boss key. Yeah, so they're 41 seconds apart. It's an exciting race. That was cool. They both did the sword stab at the same time, but one was in the present and one was in the past. That was pretty cool. I typically do this part with Wolf, what Korambu's doing. I don't know, like, that Going from the pedestal into tot is a weird one to decide whether to use wolf or human. I'm glad that both runners were able to dodge Memo, because that would have been an unfortunate time suck. Ooh, Korambu doesn't do the claw shot strat. Yep, Gale Boomerang not useful in CAC. Yeah, it will be a pretty quick one. What? What is Sean doing? Oh, I forgot. He has his own setup for Po1 skip. I've never actually seen it until now. That's interesting. No! Oh, I missed the hint sign, I just realized. Did anyone catch, is boss key beyond the midpoint? I also use Isaac's setup. Wow, this is wild. It's in the back. Yeah, sorry, yeah, I figured, but I wanted to be sure. Interesting. So we will get to do the go mode route. Wait. Oh, okay, good. They both have a small key. I was scared for a second. Yeah, you do need one small key to do this go mode route. Like, in addition to the one that's for the very first door. This is such a close race. Yeah, this Po... yeah, Po 4 sucks. I mean, it's not the worst, but it's kind of RNG. So, I guess for anyone who's not familiar, what these runners are doing is they are able, by doing the wolf jump that they did across the sand in the previous room, and then coming this way first, they are able to skip fighting Po 1 by getting the scent from Po 4, who we just fought, instead. And then that allows us to just move through the dungeon faster, because we don't have to sit through Po 1, which is a little bit slow, like almost 30 seconds, I think. It's faster both for go mode and not go mode, but for go mode it's a lot faster, like several minutes, because you can do what Sean and Korambu are doing now, which is go to the right side through the upper door instead of the lower ones, and then just kill pose 2 and 3, and then head to the back half. And you don't have to go through like bottom to top for like the entire east side, and make sure you have enough small keys and all of that. So yeah, so that's what they've done. That's why they skipped, because the back door opening only checks for pose 2, 3, and 4, not po 1, which is kind of funny. But the game like expects you to do po 1 because it doesn't expect you to get the scent without fighting po 1, and you need the scent to access pose 2 and 3. So luckily we were able to get the scent from po 4 and then do this instead. It's also nice because in a normal full clear of this dungeon, you do want to go to the left side first anyway, at least for the one small chest. Because if it is a small key, then you might run out of small keys in the right side otherwise, and then have to come back. So, by doing po 1 skip, even if you're full clearing, you're able to, first of all, just go to west side once, and then go to east side once. And also, for go mode, you're able to just move a lot faster and obviously skip po 1. I just looked at their like trackers and I was like, where was magic armor? Because Korambu has it and Sean doesn't. And then I remembered it was North Elden. Like stock cave. Like literally the only difference between these two. Yeah. I think it was stock cave first chest. But yeah. Sean did get trolled a little bit by po 2 over here. Oh, was it Lantern chest? Okay. I was just curious. Alright, and you'll see here with pose 2, 3, and 4 on the torch. The torches. You're able to get to the back half. And luckily we know that Death Sword is nothing. Oh, actually, since Sean doesn't have... Oh, no, never mind. You do have to do the right side chest. Because you didn't, like, do all the small keys. Alright. "23 seconds apart." It feels way longer than that, but that's just because of the tension right now. Yeah, it sure is. 23 seconds apart at the moment. Roughly. At least like going into the back half of Arbiters. The butterfly. I wonder if that's for the sword. Oh, I guess that's probably the something good. Boss key on the last check possible. There it is. No, if that... Oh man. So the little roll on the left side that Korambu just tried to do, it lets you get out of this, like, lower area without spinner, which lets you continue to full clear. If he had done that, he would have been right where the chest with boss key was. And then done that first, and saved, like, at least 20 seconds. It does suck a lot. Oh, I feel bad for Korambu. That would have put them literally, like, neck and neck. Because the boss key's right there. Oh, man. That's wild. Yeah, you do want to kill the bubbles here. They kind of suck. Yeah, honestly. Because Korambu would have skipped like 2 chests. I'm glad like he does that strat too, because I really like that strat. It really simplifies AG routing. Because you don't have to worry about spinner at all for the back half, except the boss. Sean didn't skip the right chest. He did it. They both did it. Yeah, he did it. Ah, cycle 3, the worst one. Got that third hit by a hair. Interesting. That was different from the setup that I learned for the fast cycle. But that is a fast cycle. Alright, we'll return to Ordon here and then head on up to Castle. Yeah, vanilla heart container. And that's Star-Lord down for both. Alright, so we're in Hyrule Castle. We do have a shortcut enabled that lowers this chandelier that Sean is on. The reason this is significant is because it makes it so that Boomerang is not required for Hyrule Castle to get to Ganon, because it skips the room with the Dark Nut fight and the torch to blow out the stairs, to pull up the stairs. So because of that, it makes Hyrule Castle a bit faster, makes Go Mode a little more interesting. So yeah. And then we do start with all keys for Castle, so all we have to do is walk up to Ganondorf. Nice quick human strat to skip having to transform for that room. Pretty much just go in a diagonal line, but it is kind of tricky. We were talking about bomb arrows earlier. They are like very, very nice for the castle climb. Super quick to deal with these enemies. These two you can even get in one shot. Yep, there you go. And then, yep, ball and chain and spinner. Spinner to go up here, and then ball and chain to deal with the Dark Nut a little bit quickly. And then we head up to the Puppet Zelda fight. Yep, so similarly to the Phantom Ganon fight in Wind Waker, Puppet Zelda is pretty easy if you just stand like directly below where she shoots the orb, and then you typically want to do a spin attack to reflect it. And then that skips the whole tennis match. Let's phase 1 down. And we'll head into Beast Ganon. Right as Korambu is starting Puppet Zelda. Yep, so bow shot, jump slash. Yep, 4 individual slashes and then 1 4-part combo. This is a strat that I do as well. Aim at Zelda. Get ready to back hop. Interesting. Sean starts a little bit like further back than I do. Yeah, we do have custom colors for pretty much everything in TPR. Alright. Yep, so doing that 4-part combo and then doing that like the 4 individual slashes and then the 4-part combo twice makes the third cycle much quicker because he doesn't, like Ganon will just go through one portal instead of making you guess for like 20 seconds. And then you're able to just do a Wolf B attack here, which will finish out the third cycle. This should be Korambu finishing up Puppet Zelda. Yep. Just one Ganon phase apart. So. Next is Horseback Ganon, which also can be pretty notoriously unfair. Yeah, that is kind of funny. Horseback Ganon is unfair, yeah. Jones told me that he just does completely random colors, typically, so... interesting that his color scheme has, like, a very coherent theme today. That was a really good Horseback Ganon, though. Ha ha ha. Yeah, seems like it, because I did see they had like a bunch of portals. So then the backup for me typically is I do jump slashes here, yep. Yeah. And that's GG's for Sean. Well, Korambu will finish up here, and I think, yeah, so then we'll just bring both in together probably for the interview. Nice horseback for Korambu. Everywhere but desert. Yeah, pretty much. I don't think we saw much of South Castletown either. Oh, sorry, it was Baron. Yeah. Yeah, very quick seed. Yeah, most of claw shot checks, which is a lot. Yeah, that's kind of wild how close claw shot was to go mode. That's just a little sad because claw shot is so nice for like everything. And GG's to Korambu. $141.09, just over 2 minutes apart, I believe. Yep, 2 minutes 6 seconds. And it looks like both runners have joined us. Hi
Hi,
there.
Hey,
GG's.
thanks.
GG's.
How are you? How are you both feeling?
I was nervous ever since it
Yeah,
went turn, man.
terrified.
Yeah.
Hitting go mode button at 1 hour 10 minutes while almost
Yeah.
full cleared everything I could was really terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really rough. Claw shot that late on Armagoma was just
I know,
the
dude.
chat was just like losing it. Oh,
Ints did
yeah.
say in a way that it was highly probable that Armogoma had something with
Yeah.
an unrequired bow on this world,
Yep.
and a bit of time passed to Starlord.
Yep.
Yeah, Path to Stalwart plus the and then when I saw the hint sign said nothing in the upper half, I was like, no way.
Yeah.
Because oh yeah, so I guess some interesting things you both might not know. So Korambu was the first one to find Bo before Temple of Time.
Yeah.
Whereas Sean, you had to dip into Tot and then Uku out and then look for Bo.
Yep.
So that was kind of interesting. And then I think the other main point of divergence was probably well actually it wasn't really, it was funny that both of you after Temple of Time we thought you'd both just go straight to Snow Peak, but you both actually just went into Overworld and started looking for swords. But what happened was I think Sean, you started with BCT beside Castletown and then GBH, whereas Korambu, you went to Stock Cave first.
Yeah,
And then
just after. Sorry, but
no, yeah,
just after warping, I realized that it was a big mistake because I was looking for
Yeah.
two swords. So the odds to have two swords in Stock Cave were almost zero, while I could have two swords at Bisat Castleton plus Cloud Beach of
Right.
Lydia.
Right, yeah.
And
I mean,
with
that's
2 minutes before being first, that's almost explain this gap.
yeah, exactly. I mean, Stock Cave literally was the only gap for the whole rest of like Arbiters and Snow Peak and most of it. So yeah, it was literally was just, I mean, it was very, very close to watch both of you in Snow Peak and Arbiters. Another cool thing is that Korambu, if you in the so I this is like one of me specific things. I just really like this stretch. So in the back half of Arbiters, in the big spinner room, like with like after the boss key chest, so you went for the strat where you like roll off of the edge from the Stalfos chest to the other chest, right? But then you like it failed. So because if you had done that, you would have at the time you guys entered the back half of Arbiters, you were 23 seconds apart. So
Yep.
if you had done that roll had landed Crombo, you would have been like 3 seconds apart because you would have skipped all the other chests. So that would have just been wild going into Stalwart.
Yeah.
But then Sean, you also had a really, really good Stalwart too.
Yeah.
If you're both phase 1 and 2.
It was scary doing Stalwart.
Yeah.
I think I messed up like the third phase, like on the first part of the fight. I like got ricocheted in a weird way, but I kind of saved it. So
yeah, it was so very, very close seed for most of it. You both did really well. I think especially with the late claw shot is always very stupid and annoying to deal with. So I think you both did well. Do you have any thoughts on like the I guess the early like how long did it take you to like figure out that claw shot was probably in Temple of Time?
I'll let you go.
Not that. Maybe not Claw. It was either Claw Shot or I don't know what was missing for. Oh, I thought maybe it was second sword at this point, and maybe something in Arbiter's Ground, blocking
Oh, yeah.
two other swords in like. No, wait, double Claw Shot was in Snow Peaks, so maybe it was not possible. I don't know.
Yeah.
There was no swords in dungeons, so it couldn't have been a
Right.
sword.
Well, and also
I don't think
Pathfin's-
an item could have been in Arbiter's Ground blocking two swords in Overworld.
Yeah.
Right. Plus,
Oh, maybe it was
Pathfin's
like in
bosses can't point to
Arrow's
swords.
memo, I guess.
Oh,
In
yeah, no, that
Arbiter,
would have been
That was
my
one
bad.
idea we
two
had.
swords in
Yeah.
desert. Where it was?
Yeah.
You said?
Yeah. No, I was just saying that was one idea we had. Like
Oh.
maybe it could have been Memo, but I don't think neither of you found Memo. So,
Nope.
Which is good
Nope.
because that would have been sad because Memo must have been complete bait.
Yeah.
so-
Unless there's a sword over there. Wait, no, there can be a sword over there. A lot of swords on Agatha, and it's the bug
Yep.
in Arbiters.
There could be the bug for the sword, but yeah.
Well, the bug was in Arbiters, I think. I think that was something good.
Yeah, probably.
Something. Oh, was there something good in back half?
Yeah,
Yep.
the sign said something
Oh,
good,
okay.
and I thought
Okay.
it was a bug for a sword, and I was right. So
Okay.
There was nothing else.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't have any other questions. If you yeah, Death Sword was a cool hint. I was like
Yeah.
really confused why the bow was hinted not useful. That was crazy.
Yeah.
I don't have any more questions. I guess do you two have any other thoughts about the seed you want to share before we wrap up?
I need to stop last locationing things.
Yeah, I mean we all do.
Yeah, that's my thought for the seed.
Yeah. Korambu, any other thoughts or?
Nothing else came to mind.
Okay. Well, GG's to both of you. You both did really well. So regardless, both of you are moving on to the knockout stage because you both did very well in the winners half of Pool 4. So yeah, so the only difference is Sean will be on the winner side of knockout stage, and then Korambu will be on the loser side.
This was only
Oh,
match 1, so it's
Yep.
best of 3.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops, yeah, this is best of 3.
Well, not
Not
done
yet,
yet.
not yet.
Yeah, you are not done yet. Oh wow. Yeah, that match was so close. I keep thinking, wow. Okay, yeah. Sorry, most of my matches that I've seen so far have been best of 1, so I'm still getting used to that. Yep.
Hey, that's the
so,
first having a best of 3 in TPR.
Yeah, it's nice. I've
it
been
is
looking
nice.
forward to that. Isaac found a really nice way to combine everyone's sort of, I guess, feedback together. Yep. So. I think that's it from me. So GG's to you both, and we'll see you soon for game 2. I don't know if it's scheduled yet, is it?
It's not scheduled
It's
yet.
not.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll coordinate that and hopefully get you guys back on here. So that's it from me. I will hand it back to our restreamer, VT.
Yeah, definitely want to say thank you and give a follow if you can to our racers, Blueseangfh2 and Korambu, for the show they put on today. Also want to give a thank you to our commentator, Space Rock, and to our tracker behind the scenes, Kalito, doing both streams at the same time, which I know is not easy. So I know we have other TPR races scheduled for this weekend. We will try to get as many as we can on stream, plus a few other communities doing races today. But other than that, thank you for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.